On my last buying trip to India, I made it a point to stop by and to see the people who we donated bags of rice to. And to be honest, I was a little bit nervous. I'm not exactly sure why, but I was nervous to meet them. And this young lady really dispelled all those doubts. She was pregnant at the time during COVID when we were giving aid, and that was her daughter that was born. And she was just so lovely, and her husband was so nice, and they were just so appreciative of what we did for them, and how we kind of recognized her need and gave something to her in that time of need. I immediately fell for this lady. She was great. She just invited me into her house, and she showed me her house and was just chatting the whole time in Tamil, and even though I didn't understand a thing, I understood everything. She was just very happy to thank me for what we did. We helped her get through that awful time. She was saying they really had nothing to eat, and we couldn't have come at a better time for her and her family. But seeing her face let me know that she was really appreciative of what we did for her, and that just meant so much to me. You can't really imagine a people more marginalized by society than this village. And they just lived off in the middle of a rice field, and I have no idea how Balan was even able to identify them and find them in the first place. They're basically a forest village, and for that we owe Balan a huge measure of thanks for the good work he did for locating these people. To give you an idea of how poor these people are, when Balan was donating the rice, they were surprised that it was whole kernel rice, and many of them have not even had whole kernel rice. So I mean, coming from a Western society where rice is just rice, these people were used to buying cracked rice, the discarded rice from the rice factories, and that's all they could afford, and many of them have never even had full rice. So it just really puts their poverty into perspective. Sadly, this young man passed away in January, about a month before I got there. And I went there to see her, to try to see if there was anything we could do, and she was never there. Her neighbor says she just basically wakes up in the morning and just leaves and doesn't come back till night, and she's just obviously distraught over the loss of her son. But this really hammered home something to me, that just India is such a place of need and extreme poverty, and unless you're a government or have millions of dollars behind you, it's very hard to change society. That showed me of something, that how I can affect my change on these people's lives is by choosing 2 or 3 families and really making their lives better. And that's something I want to do going forward. I think the 2 families, the one with the young little girl and the older lady with the blind son, I'd love to make their lives better, and I know that's what we're going to be doing in our next round. We want to accept donations at some point and buy them a house and get them comfortable and somehow raise their standard of living, because going in their houses, I mean, they sleep on the floor, they have no running water inside or anything. It's just extreme poverty, and if you can help a couple people's lives, why not do that? I'm not in a position to transform a whole village, but I can affect a couple people's lives positively, and that's something I want to do. And if you'd be interested in that, please email me, and I'm sure in the future when we get our plan ready, we'll be emailing everyone to see if you all are interested in that. Really thank you for your help, and I hope this update made you feel good about what you did for donating to Lotus Sculpture in the first place, because you definitely affected people's lives for the better. Thank you.